Hey, this is Keith from Outlaw Speed Shop. Welcome to the finals of week 2, the roll-off drag racing series. And here we go. So coming into the finals, here's the point standings. Wastelands Raceway still at the top with 17, Gene at 13, and so on and so forth. To get started, let's go with Eddie Bennett versus Amanda Ferrari in the Pink Challenger. She's been a force to be reckoned with. She's been consistent, and that's the name of the game in this series. Consistency is key. So starting off, the right lane gets a 2-to-1 jump with a 4. So, as always, the red dice is for the right lane, purple dice is for the left lane. You roll a 1 or a 2, you move 1 spot. You roll a 3 or a 4, you move 2 spots. You roll a 5 or a 6, it's 3 spots. So that's pretty much how it goes. Right now, the Challenger is in the lead, but the left lane is catching up quick. The GMC Cyclone seems to be much better dialed in than last race, even though he did win. But Amanda is somebody to not be taken lightly. However, the GMC takes a 1-car jump towards the end, which is crucial, and takes the win unless something drastic happens, which it doesn't. Next up, Chris GIBBS versus Mario Sculled Motors. Mario has been doing much better this week than he did last week. Chris also has been doing well. Both of them went out early in week 1. The Dodge Dart seems to be lagging just a little bit off the gate. The heavy Torino, which I would assume weighs a little bit more, I didn't see any fiberglass on it. He was going for style more than he was for weight, and to each his own. However, the Torino seems to be falling just a little behind, with the sporty little Dodge Dart taking a decent 2-car length lead going into the final stretch. They both roll enough to get 3, but that is going to be the nail in the coffin for Mario, even though he makes a great comeback. Now we got Mike Espo, Diecast Customs, against Rob Furrow in the GT 500. The gasser has been pretty sporty over the last 2 weeks, and he's made it into technically round 4 here of week 2, and he's been gaining a lot of points. So that's very, very important, because again, the top 8 go to Jay's track at JDC Customs, and his top 8 are going to face off against our top 8. So that is the goal. And I haven't said anything up until this point, and if you're actually listening to me as you're watching this this drag race with the Mustang pulling up ahead and nailing it at the end, I will go into what I was going to say in a second. Next up, we got Kamikaze Customs in the Challenger Drift against the AD Custom Elite Gulf Nova. In the right lane, takes off like a shot with a 3-car jump to a 1-car jump on the left lane. Right lane again gets a nice roll with 3 spots moving and only 1 spot on the Challenger. Something's going on, and he's not really getting a good jump out of the gate. Seems to be low as far as traction goes. Now he's starting to pick up, gets 3 spots. However, the Gulf Nova also got 3, so there was no ground made up right there. And he gets 2 on the Challenger, but 3 more spots on the Nova, putting a 5-car gap. That is probably the biggest gap I've seen since high school. Nova's only got 1 car length to go, and he's going to nail it right here and take the win from the Challenger. Here's your points. Wasteland's still in the front, but Rob Furrow in that GT is pulling up into 2nd place with 15 points. Mike Espo, 12, Gene, 13, Amanda, 12, Eddie, 12. Speaking of Eddie, here's Eddie Bennett versus Chris GIBBS. We get the Cyclone versus the Dart. The Cyclone has been surprisingly consistent. The air here, we're at sea level, so when you're dealing with what I'm assuming is some sort of turbo or supercharger in there, he has to play around and get some decent air in there. There's not much to be had. Well, it's a decent amount here, but with the weather, and it's been rather moist. So, however, he is catching up. He's got a 1 car length gap to make up, going down the back straight towards the finish line, and he makes a jump, makes up 1 spot. There's 3 spots to go before the finish line. They are neck and neck going down. There's only 2 spots left in the left lane. Rolls a 6 and gets 3 jumps and is the winner. 80 Custom Elite versus Rob FURROW. And what I was trying to say earlier is I haven't said anything up to this point. However, aside from your top 8 going to the JDC Sweet 16 Challenge, the number 1 seed out of this series, I'm going to send a Outlaw Speed Shop custom. I'm not sure which one. Don't ask. I don't know. But I will send you one, and hopefully that helps sweeten the pot for that number 1 spot. And or maybe you don't want it, so you intentionally get number 2. I don't know. Anyways, that right lane is taken off like a rocket, which is really surprising considering how fast this Nova has been this entire race, but he starts to catch back up. He made up a lot of ground on that roll. There's only a few spots left to go, and again he makes up more ground and pulls even with the Mustang going down the back stretch. We got 1 spot left. Nobody wants to take it. They both roll a 1. Whoever rolls the higher number here is the one who takes it, and it is the GT 500 with a 5. Once again, here are your points. Rob jumps into the lead with 19 over Wastelands with 17. This is getting interesting, and as you can see, from week to week, it doesn't take much to gain or to lose. So, Wastelands going out in the first round was really a killer thing that happened to him. Finals, Chris GIBBS versus Rob FURROW, Mustang versus Dodge Dart. I personally am rooting for the Dodge Dart only because I currently have a Mopar and I'm a Mopar fan. I've just never really been able to afford them until now. So, right lane takes a quick jump with a 6, giving him 3 spots to the 2 spots in the left lane. The GT 500 isn't letting him get away. He rolls 5, so they just switch. He rolls 3, the other one rolls 2. They are nose to nose going out of the gate. The left lane is going to take a 1 car advantage. They are nose to bumper. The Dart is not giving up easily. He's keeping and maintaining that gap, hoping that his mid-range horsepower kicks in. Nothing has changed. It's still 1 car. The GT 500 is holding on strong. He takes another spot, opening up a full car length on the Dart, and rolls a 5, which gives him 3 spots and the win. GT 500. Now, what a race. That thing was, both of them were really just kicking ass going down that towards the finish line, but a little too late on the Dodge. I think he had enough at the top end, but it just didn't kick in, and by then the horsepower on the Mustang just had it in the bank. So Rob FURROW gains more points. He's at 23, Wasteland's at 17, Gene, Chris at 13, and Chris had 0 points coming into this race, so that shows you he's in 4th. Shows you what can happen. Thanks for watching the roll-off drag racing. These are the advanced bracket for next week. This is going to shake things up even more if you pay attention to the points and who's racing who. Anything can happen. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you next week.